What's up, everyone? I'm recording this video on September 7th, 2021, and it's 3:20 in the afternoon, 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. And this is the World Trade Center area looking up at the One World Trade Center. And this will be a very difficult video for me to make because I'll be walking the grounds of the World Trade Center almost 20 years to the day that the September 11th, 2001 attacks occurred here in New York City. I'll also be sharing a few personal experiences that I've had with September 11th. And I just can't believe it's been 20 years to the day that September 11th happened to the world. But here we are in Lower Manhattan at Church and Vesey Streets. This is the tallest building in New York City at 1776 feet tall by spire heights, not the tallest building by floor height. And here is the World Trade Center Oculus shopping mall. This is going to be a very difficult video for me to narrate just because there's a lot of controversy and a lot of politics that go in with September 11th.
The guy is going to give me about his license. You have to go.
Well, I hope they can get that resolved. But as I said before, this is going to be a difficult video. Anyway, I guess I should start off with where was I during September 11th? And little old me, 20 years younger, I was only 13 years old at the time in a high school. And the way I found out about September 11th was when I got dismissed from school. It was during the morning hours. I forget exactly what time, but probably somewhere around like 9:30 or so, where the principal of our school got on the public address system and said, if anybody has parents, relatives who work in the World Trade Center or in the Lower Manhattan area, come down to the office right now. And when I heard that, I was very suspicious. I was like, wait, what's going on? Why are students getting called down at this time? I thought it was maybe like a special event that was happening down here where maybe people from Lower Manhattan were participating in. Back then, I didn't know any better. I was ignorant, didn't know what was going on. And we normally got dismissed from school around like 2:30 in the afternoon, but it wasn't until I was in my high school algebra class. I think it was the last class of the day, and probably it was around like 2 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit before then, 1:45, where the principal got back on the PA system again and said, all right, everyone, we're dismissing everybody, so please come out and have your teacher assist you. And yeah, what happened there was I got picked up by my relatives at the time, and it was on the way driving back home that I saw the World Trade Center. I didn't see the World Trade Center. I saw the smoke from the World Trade Center while I was on the highway from the car. And it was only then that my relative told me what happened, that New York City got attacked. He had a very disappointed and upset look, somewhat angry look on his face. And I only needed to see what was happening in Manhattan across the river, because I was attending my high school in Queens, to know that something bad happened. Many of you watching this video may not even know or have ever lived through 9/11. Or maybe you're too young to remember it, but I do remember it very well. And it's just a very sad time. It was definitely a day that changed the world, I think, for the worse. Because even though New York City has largely recovered from that fateful day, a lot of things in the world have not. And to me, I've found that the world has become a little bit more divided than what it was before 2011. I mean 2001. Oh my gosh. Okay. 2011 was 10 years ago.
Okay. Same thing with the.
But yeah, now we have a world that's divided, and it shouldn't be like this. Just based on race, religion, politics, and right now, medicine and science, as they call it. But I just really miss those days when life was more simple, when we didn't have to worry about getting attacked, whether it's from outside forces or now by germs, of all things. Let's go over here. We are now entering the 9/11 Memorial Park. Over here is the 9/11 Museum. But I remember when I got home, my relatives had on the television and they just kept replaying the scene over and over and just bombarding the airwaves, because it was unbelievably crazy and traumatic. The scenes from that day still haven't left my mind. How the Twin Towers fell, people were running from the dust. People were saying that they tried to escape, but they couldn't. And what was terrifying was seeing the people jump from the building and that being caught on television. That was unbelievable to me, that people were trapped so high up in those upper floors that they couldn't escape, that the best way they had was to jump from the building and end their suffering and misery. And it wasn't just here too, the entire nation got attacked. Here in New York City, when the Twin Towers went down, it damaged so many of the other buildings around this area. Shattered windows, caused lots of property damage. Building 7 came down as well by itself. And then they had the Pentagon that got attacked that day. It was like so much. And there was also another flight in Pennsylvania that fell and exploded. But it's just so sad how that day really changed everything and initiated the war on terror. And now, 19, 20 years later, we have the war on germs. It's like the world will never go back to what it once was. And it's just sad. But anyway, we are going up to probably one of the most striking parts of the 9/11 Memorial Park, and that is the memorial pool of the World Trade Center North Tower. And here we have all of the people's names who have perished on September 11th all around the memorial pool. There's also another one for the South Tower. I think this is an excellent display to honor those whose lives have lost that day. And just makes me so upset and sad to see this now, knowing that it's 20 years later. I even have a family video where I clipped the part where we were driving over the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway cantilever deck that showed the Twin Towers still standing. You can see that on my YouTube channel. I clipped that and I put it up, and to know that those buildings were once here, it is so sad. Here's an American flag. Now, back then, I don't really remember visiting the World Trade Center too much. I know that I did come here at least once and go into the old shopping mall, but I don't really remember it too fondly because back then I didn't really have the urge for exploration that I do today. But when the World Trade Center area got attacked, it caused so much chaos around this area. And the days after 9/11 were so somber. People were confused. I remember turning on the television, and people were saying how their lives were disrupted, and even the stock market crashed that day. The airline stocks specifically, I remember that fondly because one of my relatives had the television on and they were all over the news. It's really crazy. And I think even like a month after September 11th, maybe even many months after September 11th, I didn't even go into Manhattan. Or maybe if I did, I stayed like in the Midtown area, but I didn't go further than that because I was afraid of coming down here if there would be residual effects from all the smoke and debris. And it's good I didn't because as we learned throughout the years that people who came to this area, they developed so many diseases and they inhaled stuff like asbestos, which was really harmful. I'm just so glad that I avoided this area because it was definitely not a good environment, and I really respect the people who came down here to aid with the recovery process, clean up, find the people's relatives and who's perished. Even back then, so much damage was done to Lower Manhattan that parts of it were completely closed off. I know Chinatown was absolutely devastated because of the World Trade Center attacks. And even the subways weren't even running through Lower Manhattan. The subways around here, the Cortlandt Street station, the number 1 train, especially, that train station took a long time, many years to rebuild. But let's go over here towards the southern pool. In a way, when I look back at September 11th now, it really feels like a movie scene, how everything could be like so well produced that how can all these events happen all at once? The Twin Towers going down, Building 7, the Pentagon getting hit, the field in Pennsylvania. It was like, wow, how could everything happen like this? And it just made me very shocked and upset, angry. Also had a lot of questions. Many of them today that still remain within me. I still have questions about September 11th. And here is the Southern Tower, or Southern Pool, Memorial Pool for the South Tower of World Trade Center. I remember when they were deciding on the design for this Memorial Park, they had a popularity vote to see which design was liked the best by members of the public, and this one was picked. But I don't think it was too popular at first with people. Now I think the general population has gotten accustomed to it. If it was my choice, I think the perfect thing to do would have been to rebuild the Twin Towers just the way they were. But now we have the 2 memorial pools, this Memorial Park, and we got new construction around us with the One World Trade Center standing over there. It was formerly known as the Freedom Tower, but the building developers don't want it to be known as the Freedom Tower. There's a nice squirrel enjoying a nut in the park. So over here is a survivor tree. There was a single tree that survived September 11th. So there was a Callery pear tree that stood among the wreckage of the 9/11 attacks. And this tree is part of the descendant of that tree that survived. I'll also show you something else that survived September 11th, but it's on the south side of the Memorial Park. Actually, above it, as a matter of fact, not in the park itself. So over here you can see a map of the September 11th Memorial Grounds. I'll also go inside the Oculus building, which is now a major transportation hub. I was lucky enough to not know anyone personally who worked down here in Lower Manhattan or who lost their lives, so that was very fortunate. But at 13 years old, you wouldn't really know too many people down here because they're working professionals, unless they were like your guardians, parents. Here is West Street. So this area over here is called Liberty Park. It was constructed in and opened in 2016. I think this is the true hidden gem of this area. It really gives you a overlook of the Memorial Park as well as the One World Trade Center. Here is the One World Trade Center, the Memorial Park, with a view of the south pool of the South Tower. What I find very interesting is why they don't have a memorial for Building 7. It was a complete building that just fell down seemingly from nowhere, and there's no mention of it here anywhere in the park. Luckily, no one perished in Building 7's collapse, but I still think there should be a mention of it here somewhere. It's like it's been erased from history. But I'm at least glad they have this memorial park to honor those who have lost their lives. Things are a lot more peaceful in this area. And over here we have something that survived the September 11th attacks. I forget the name of this exact sphere, but this used to be in the the public plaza where the Twin Towers were. And this giant piece of art survived. But it's basically like a globe of the world, and you can see all the holes in it and how the metal got twisted. For a while, this sphere was located in Battery Park, which is not too far away from here, and then it got moved over here to Liberty Park when it's got constructed. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
how are you?
Okay.
Good.
You were in my neighborhood a little while ago, Forest Hills.
Really nice.
Yeah, you walked on Austin Street underneath that
Yeah,
snowy thing.
I know. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's a good area.
Mhm.
I watch your videos all the time. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. You know?
This is one of the hardest videos for me to make right now.
Really? Yeah.
September
mine,
11, yeah.
gosh.
Never an easy subject.
No, I know.
Mhm.
No. Saturday, 20 years.
I know. Can you imagine 20 years?
Remember? Remember the day?
I know. I was just sharing like where I was that day and like how everything happened is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Well, we'll have a ceremony and people will remember and
Yeah.
things will go on.
Mhm.
You know? So, all right, so when's this one going to come on?
Probably a little bit before September 11, maybe the 9th or the 10th.
Okay.
So,
Keep going. Doing
thank
great.
you. Yeah, this is a impressive piece of work here. It's a gigantic steel ball that survived. Also over here, there's another monument called the America's Response Monument. Strength and honor. This building over here has been under construction for a while now. St. Nicholas. Should be pretty impressive when it finishes. Coming in 2021, but it doesn't even look like it's anywhere close to being finished. St. Nicholas National Shrine. Even 20 years after September 11th, the entire area has still not completely recovered. There's still construction going on. There's still that over there, which hasn't opened up yet. All right, so I'm done with Liberty Park here. I'll go downstairs and then I'll head into the shopping mall at the Oculus and I'll show you what's been done over there. I think it's a wonderful area now. Great transportation hub, plenty of shopping areas. Not really too happy about their food court or food choices though. The better food court is located across the West Street at Brookfield Place. That shopping mall is also a little bit more high-end, with shops like Louis Vuitton and Gucci. Oh, it looks like they're working on it still. Maybe they'll finish it by the end of the year. I hope so. Look at this. 9/11, never forget. 343, fire department. Look at this. All the firefighters who made the supreme sacrifice. All these people.
Man or woman? Geared up for protection and fashion. Now this one's a little bit harder, but pay attention to detail. This is after the towers come down. This is what they were doing. Man or woman. Yes! How about this? All the names are not in the list, and they all count regardless. They never told you about the homeless, the documented. People killed in the street with no ID. True story. The building here is called American Express. See it here with the pyramid top? It's over there to the west. American Express told the workers, go back to work. We got to get the 9 o'clock stop markers out. The first one hit 8:45. We're going back to work. Finally, people are going in. It takes them to realize the last. Think of this, where you guys from? You're New Yorkers, you know this! Oh, you get New Yorkers, you don't know this? Underground was 6 levels, 9 to the green line. Look how many stores there's more.
There's Engine and Ladder Company 10. American flag painted in the front. 4 World Trade Center. Here's the lobby of 4 World Trade Center. You know, it's very brave as well, being that window washer over there. That's insane. If you have a fear of heights, then that is definitely not the job for you. 3 World Trade Center. Well, that's a gorgeous mural in the lobby of 3 World Trade Center. Also love the green couch. And here is the Oculus shopping mall. It's part of Westfield Properties. People have mixed reactions on this design. It kind of looks like a bone or a skeleton. There's a performing arts center going up here on the construction. All right, let's go inside. This is the shopping mall and transportation hub for Lower Manhattan. It connects the Fulton Center on the east side with the PATH trains and also the ferries on the Hudson River. There's also subways in the World Trade Center itself along Cortlandt Street, the E-Train World Trade Center, and the 1 Train World Trade Center Cortlandt Station. There's big American flags on either side. Hey look, there's a subway in the station right now, number 1. It's actually leaving the station. We see a little bit of a directory. I think right now I'll walk all the way to the Brookfield Place area where the Hudson River is, and I'll end the video. Over here is where you can get the food court that they have, and also Italy. There's also more stores down that way. Here's the main concourse. Here's the PATH train station. Stands for Port Authority Trans-Hudson. These trains, they go across the Hudson River to New Jersey. One stop and you'll be in Jersey City at the Exchange Place station. On normal days, there's two different trains leaving the station. There's the red line, which goes towards Newark, New Jersey, and then there's the green line, which goes towards Hoboken. They'll often be referred to as the Newark World Trade Center line or the Hoboken World Trade Center line. See, that's the Hoboken train, and the other side is the Newark train. So you see over here, this is also part of the Oculus shopping mall, but many of the stores here are not open yet. They're still looking for tenants. I've always felt like this shopping mall was hard to do business in because most people, they just seem to be transiting back and forth along here. They don't really stop at the shops too much. Shops on the go. This Chase Bank branch wasn't here the last time I came. All right, here's Brookfield Place and the ferry terminal. This is connected to the Oculus area, but it's managed by a different company. I prefer the Brookfield Place shopping mall a lot better. To me, it seems more like a shopping mall where people want to go and relax. There's more events over here. The food court selection is also a lot better. And to me, the views are better on this side too. Now you can get to this shopping mall by walking across the street, across West Street, but that street is very dangerous to walk across. It's high speeding cars, and the light takes a long time to change. Here you can see the One World Trade Center across the street. Event installation in progress. They lined the floor with plastic. I wonder what's going to happen here. I've seen many times where people will come over here, sit on the steps, and watch an event that's going on around here. There's even been birds that came over here, flew in. So the Brookfield Place food area is over here. It's called Hudson Eats. I'll show you it before going outside to the ferry terminal. We've got a good selection of places around here. Dos Toros is pretty popular. Dig is popular as well. And there's a pizzeria coming. I didn't even know this was going to be here. These stairs, they go down to the grocery store, the district, and also to the ferry terminal. Oh, you can't even go in this way. They locked it up. You can only go outside. Thank you. Beautiful restaurant. Also gorgeous yachts parked right outside Brookfield Place. These yachts must cost millions of dollars.
Por aquí.
View of Brookfield Place with the World Trade Center in the background. The ferry terminal is quite a ways from the exit of this building here. But there's actually a new ferry that opened up to Staten Island and to the west part of Midtown. At the ferry terminal, it's $2.75 to ride. go over to this side. I'll show you the yachts and the view of the Hudson River before I go over to the ferry terminal. That's a boat going to Jersey City. Gorgeous yachts. You can see the Verrazano Bridge off in the distance. There's the Statue of Liberty and Liberty Island. There's Ellis Island and the Ellis Island Immigration Center. And over there we see the Exchange Place section of Jersey City. The Colgate clock is on the southern end, and you have the Goldman Sachs Tower next to it. Okay. Here's the Port Authority Ferry Terminal of Battery Park City.
That's totally fine. You should check out mine.
You know what? I thought the New York City ferry serves this area, but apparently not. The new one that serves Staten Island does not come over here. I actually don't know where that one is. Oh wait. St. George route launching. Is it over here? Let's take a look. Here's the New York waterway. This is actually my first time down here. I haven't ever taken a boat to New Jersey before. Yeah, I guess not. I don't think the New York City ferry serves this ferry terminal. Well, maybe this is it. Battery Park City at Vesey Streets. All right, I guess I'll be ending my video here. If you enjoy this video of the World Trade Center area close to the 20th anniversary of 2001, September 11th, then please smash the like button for me. Subscribe for some more videos like these, and I will see you next time. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.